Hi YouTube, I'm now going to explain to you how to identify whether your Megadrive Model 1 is completely region lockout free. Now this only applies with early Model 1s, preferably 1992, 1989 onwards. For the PAL version 1990 onwards, up until 1992 when Sega started to put region lockout chips on their cartridges, and they put some in the systems as well. I'm about 99.9% sure that mine is region free. There are several ways that you can tell this. One here is that it says high definition graphics stereo sound. Now I think the American Genesis say just high definition graphics in bigger letters, but the PAL versions I think say high definition graphics and then stereo sound. Now that's probably the most important factor of it. If it doesn't say high definition graphics or stereo sound, it probably hasn't got a chance. And then second is, if you see here this square port where my finger is, if you see this port here, now this port was never technically used. I think it was meant to be used as multiplayer purposes, to link Genesises together. I'm just saying Genesis so American people know what I'm talking about. That was meant to be, I think, used for multiplayer purposes, so you could link more than one together, but I don't think that was ever used, so that got taken off pretty quickly in '92. Also later on, this slogan here, high definition graphics stereo sound, was taken off in about the time when they put the region coding in them. And these two, high definition graphics logo and the extra port there, are probably the most important factors. And now the next thing you can do to try and identify whether this is region free or not is by turning it on, putting a game in, and seeing if a black screen comes up in white with white letters saying something like created by or under license by Sega Enterprises Limited. Now that's the license screen. That's when the Sega Genesis checks the cartridge for any region lockout chips. Now if it doesn't have that screen when it turns it on and just goes quickly to the Sega logo, because that copyright screen or that license screen is actually part of the Megadrive BIOS. So if it has all of these three things, the high definition graphics, the square port here, and no BIOS screen, it definitely is region free. Definitely. And if it is region free, then it's worth taking a look at whether you can open your Sega Megadrive up by screws. You don't need any fancy game bits or anything. Game bits are like little tiny screwdrivers designed to open the special screw things which stop you from getting inside game consoles. With a lot of Sega hardware, you don't need any of these fancy game bits, just ordinary screwdrivers. What you can do is you just take the lid off there, and all you need to do is you need to take the spring-loaded door off the cartridge slot, buy screws again, and then once you get in there, on the top side of the lid, so just the plastic bit of the lid where you actually put the cartridges in, you will notice that there is you won't be able to see it. You'll notice that there's 2 bits of plastic. You will not be able to see it on here, but there are 2 bits of plastic. Hang on, perhaps you can. I think these are the bits, these square bits here, they need to go. Right, so they're totally straight. It might not even be those bits, but as you know, Japanese Megadrive games are different shaped cartridges. Now I'm not entirely sure whether these are the right bits, but if you find a bits like this on the top side of the cartridge slots, they're going to be what you need to cut out, but I'm not sure whether these are the exact ones, but I'm about 95% sure they are. Now if you just cut those out, you will be able to fit Japanese Sega Mega Drive games into your Genesis or Mega Drive, but it's only worth doing that if you identify these region free signs, high definition graphics and the extra port. You must make sure of that first. And it's pretty easy. All you need to do is to open up your Genesis, unscrew the cartridge, unscrew the cartridge spring loaded door, and just cut those bits of plastic out. So yeah, that's it. If you have one of these early model Genesi, don't throw it out. Don't throw it out. It might be more special than you think. And what I'm hopefully going to do in another quick video sometime soon is to take you through cutting those bits out. Cutting those bits of plastic off the cartridge spring loaded door. So that's it. Thanks for watching my Megadrive videos.